Have you ever heard it? Not the sound of the market, or the news, or the clicking of your mouse. I'm talking about the silence that follows the storm. The moment you close your laptop, the room goes quiet, and you're left sitting there staring at a reflection in the black screen that you don't even recognize. It's a sickening, heavy feeling in the pit of your stomach. It's the realization that in the last 60 minutes, you didn't just lose money, you lost your dignity, you transformed from a disciplined professional into a desperate gambler, and you watched yourself do it like a passenger in a car being driven off a bridge by a madman. You look at your account balance and see a month of hard-earned progress evaporated in 2 hours of madness. You feel numb, you feel ashamed, and worst of all, you realize the one person you're supposed to be able to trust, yourself, just betrayed you. Welcome to the frenzy of self-betrayal. Today we're going to find out why you do this, and more importantly, how to stop the loop before it destroys you. Every overtrading disaster starts with a single lie. We call this stage 1 the negotiator. This is where the emotional mistake begins. You've had a losing trade, a normal, healthy loss, but your brain doesn't see it as normal. It sees it as a personal insult. Your internal negotiator starts talking. If we just take this one setup, even though it's not quite perfect, we can get back to break even, then we'll stop. We just need to fix the scoreboard. You aren't trading the market anymore, you're trading your ego. This is what psychologists call an amygdala hijack. Your brain perceives that financial loss as a literal threat to your survival. It shuts down your logical prefrontal cortex, the part of you that knows your trading plan, and hands the keys to your primal lizard brain. The professional trader has been locked in the basement, and the desperate gambler is now at the wheel. Now we enter stage 2, the revenge loop. This is the consequence of doubling down. At this point, the charts don't even look like candles anymore. They look like enemies. You're not looking for setups, you're hunting the money the market stole from you. You feel possessed. You're clicking buy, then sell, then flip position, then double lot size. You're in a trance, you're trying to force the market to submit to your will, but the market doesn't have a pulse and it doesn't care about your fairness. It's just a mirror reflecting your own chaos back at you. The financial cost is bad, but the mental cost is catastrophic. Every click is a broken promise. You promised you'd stick to 2 trades a day, you're on trade 12. You promised you'd use a stop loss, you moved it. You are systematically dismantling your own self-trust, and without self-trust, a trader is just a ghost in the machine. Then, the storm ends. You're exhausted, you're broken, and that's when Uncle Zen sits down beside you. He doesn't yell, he doesn't judge, he just looks at the wreckage with sad, kind eyes and says, "Sit down, son. Take a deep breath. I can see it in your eyes, that hollow look that comes when the storm inside has finally passed." Uncle Zen tells you to imagine a clear mountain pond. When the water is still, you can see every beautiful pebble at the bottom. That is your mind when it is disciplined. But when you lose a trade and start thrashing in the water to find what you lost, you stir up the silt. The world goes black. The more you fight the water to see through the murk, the muddier it becomes. You cannot force the water to be clear. The only way to see the truth again is to step out of the pond, sit perfectly still on the bank, and let the earth settle back to the bottom. In trading, that means walking away from the screen until the silt of your emotions settles. Your self-trust, Uncle Zen whispers, is like a handcrafted mirror. When you trade in a frenzy of revenge, you are striking that glass with a hammer, hoping the shards will show you a better reflection. But a fractured mirror only multiplies the distortion of your fears. You cannot see the path to wealth through a broken image of yourself. You have to stop swinging the hammer. You have to realize that the damage you're doing to your psyche is far more expensive than the money you lost in the market. Money can be remade. A shattered spirit takes much longer to heal. In those dark hours, Uncle Zen says, you handed the reins of your life to a panicked horse that smells smoke. That horse doesn't care about your future. It only knows the blind terror of the moment. It will gallop until its heart bursts. To survive, you must learn to pull the reins gently. You must lead the animal to a quiet stream and speak softly to it until it remembers that the fire was just a shadow. Your desperate gambler is just a frightened child in your brain. You don't beat a frightened child, you lead them home. So, what is the execution? When the fever of the hunt begins to rise, when you feel that itch to take a trade that isn't in your plan, you must physically stand up, walk away. That chair has become an altar to your own suffering. Go outside, touch something that grows, a leaf, the soil, the bark of a tree. Remind your nervous system that you are a living, breathing human being, not a digital score on a screen. You need to ground the electrical storm in your brain back into the earth. And then, the hardest part. You must forgive the desperate gambler within you. Carrying the weight of shame only makes you more likely to stumble again tomorrow. If you hate yourself for overtrading, you stay in the victim mindset. If you forgive yourself, you regain the power of the professional. You are not the mistakes of your last hour. You are the wisdom you choose to gather from the silence that followed. The market will be there tomorrow. The question is, will you be there, or will the gambler be there instead? This is the evolution. From the negotiator, to the gambler, to the Zen trader, it starts with one decision: to value your self-trust more than your account balance. If you can protect your mind, the market will eventually fill your pockets. If you felt this pain, if you've been in the revenge loop this week, drop a comment below, let the silt settle, subscribe to join our tribe of disciplined traders, and hit that like button to help another trader find the bank of the pond. I'll see you in the next trade, the right trade.